Welcome everyone to the Lancaster Insurance Classic Motor Show with Discovery. This is the moment where on a Saturday afternoon, me and the guys here, we would all gather together on the stage with a beer in our hand, and we would have a lovely chat about what we think the show was like, what we think the best bits were like, about what's coming up and about what we've been up to. But unfortunately, due to COVID, we can't do that this year. So we thought we'd bring you the online edition. So we've got our greatest and finest. We've got Drew. Hello, Drew. How are you, mate?
Hello, guys. Hi, how you doing?
Elvis.
Hello.
Mr. Cowland.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Anstead and baby Hudso.
Hey, guys. Good to see you.
And Jimmy DeMille.
Hello.
Fantastic, guys. Thanks for joining us. It's such a regret we can't all be together physically this year because we have such a laugh at this moment. We have thousands of people sat in front of us on the stage, and we just have a bit of a gas and a laugh, and we give some advice, but we also talk about what we're doing in the meantime. So because we're missing the show this year, let's just go through a few of you and find out what you're missing the most. How about you, Drew? What are you missing about the show?
The free bar.
Where? I didn't know there was a free bar.
Well, actually, I was going to say free bar, but it's the beers that Mike buys during lunchtime. That's early evening. It's the parties and drinks later than that. It's wandering around, chatting to be honest with you, it's chatting to the guys in the club. About 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Sorry, Huds. You'll be on soon in a minute, mate. Don't you worry. Chatting to the guys on the Capri Club. This guy, do you remember, Paul? He had that orange 3-litre house.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Also, I remember what you told him. You told him all the stories of what you did in your Capri.
I did.
Ruined his weekend, none of which are suitable for broadcast on this here thing that we're doing now. So.
All you need to know is the back seat of a Mark II 1.6L Capri is definitely wiped down.
And absorbent.
No problems, yeah.
Oh, it went there that
This
quickly.
needs to be a family show.
Yes, exactly. We asked
actual
Drew
children.
the first
I was
question,
saying-
and it goes to wiping down the back seat in a Capri.
There are children on this call.
To get his food off. I know, but Hudson won't mind if Paul's here. It's no, it's that's the bit.
Why
for
are you
me.
in your toilet? Why are you
Well,
broadcasting from your toilet, by the way?
Sorry, it's so comfortable. I spent hours here. It's meeting the clubs. To be honest with you, it's wandering around meeting the clubs. Right? They're just great, and it's when they pull out a car, you go, "You're joking. You are joking." I have not seen one of those in 30 years. I had no idea they were collecting something like some weird Astra variant or something like that.
Yeah,
That's what I love.
Fantastic. How about you, Jimmy?
I just love the pure chaos of it all, the madness that reigneth around the stage, all the people, all the hubbub. It's just the atmosphere blows my mind every year. And Mike, you know my favourite bit is always that the 11th hour on the 11th day, we stand on that stage and I just remember, and that always makes all my hair stand up. It's just incredible. That hall going quiet, that moment is just for me.
I remember I was in my car at 11 o'clock on the 11th, and I pulled my car over, got out the car and stood there in tears thinking about the NEC and what we do every year. It's a very special moment and one we'll never forget. And what about you, Ant? What do you miss?
Well, a couple of things. Firstly, I really miss our curry night.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, getting hold of a good curry in California is quite tricky.
We can send you one, but I've no idea what state it will be.
Yeah, I'm not sure that will travel well.
No. You know.
There's a man.
Is that it? Hold on a minute. So
No,
you
wait,
just missed
I
the
haven't
curry
finished.
night.
I haven't finished. I was interrupted by young Hudson here. Getting all the car folks together, having a good curry night was always a highlight for me. But the thing about the NEC is it's a magnet for real car fans. So getting able to walk around the halls and, like Drew says, seeing those obscure cars that you haven't seen for so long. And it's funny because you kind of, all these faces become familiar year after year, and then there's a load of new faces. So, it just shows you how cool our community is and the fact that the NEC brings them all together. So, curry, community.
Lovely. Like it, the two C's. Mr. Cowland, what about you, sir?
I think my favourite bit, apart from hanging out with you, lovely lot, obviously, is that bit where you've got all those cars for sale and then all into the auctions. Because it's nice seeing all the really interesting cars, isn't it? But there's something slightly more exciting about an interesting car that you might be able to buy. And it's just too much temptation in one room, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You have to literally, us lot, and Drew. Well, Drew's probably worked the worst at this, but you literally have to walk around with your hands in your pockets. You have to.
He always walks around with his hands in his pockets.
Yeah, I walk around Silverstone auctions and I literally glue my hands in my pockets and staple them down because I'm bound to buy something. The cars are so good. They are lovely.
I think we all have to bow in reverence to Paul Cowland's ridiculous car collection. How many is
amazing.
there now,
Oh, it is amazing.
It's 47 now.
47 cars. None for sale.
You've got it all wrong. I've discussed this with Emma. It's not a car collection. It's definitely not a car collection. It's a retirement fund.
It is.
No, it's Emma's collection. Paul's merely the curator.
Elvis, what about you? Over the noise of baby Hudso, who clearly loves the NEC. What do you miss about it the most, mate?
Well, for me, last year was actually my first year there, and that was amazing for me because it opened my eyes to this enormous event. And of course, you and I, Mike, were there kind of announcing our show together, weren't we? Dream Car.
Yeah.
Around that time. So what was amazing was, first of all, to tell the world about that and show some clips on stage, which was great. But also, at that event, we get to meet our audience, which is not something you normally get to do, is it? And they're on the other side of a screen, so they're all in a room there, and it's really nice to be able to mingle amongst them and chat to people and see what they enjoy, what they don't enjoy, what they're passionate about. So I really enjoyed that. It was a nice experience, and of course the cars are amazing, and the place is so big.
Also, what I like about it the most, and we've all had this experience, what I like about obviously you guys, I love being with you guys and the people. I love the people there, but the bit that I always, the hair on the back of my neck stands on end, is that moment when the show's over and everyone clears out the halls because they've been told to by the marshals, you need to get out, and we're just still at our stand or backstage, and then we go and there's nobody there. So we get a chance to do the sort of the Beyonce tour where we can just walk round and look at everything in detail without 1,000 people in front of the car. And I love that moment. It's so special.
I'm quite used to that feeling though, mate. Walking into a room, nobody's there. It's not a novelty for me at all.
With all my fans.
With all my fans. Yeah.
All my fans.
Paul's life exists within a zombie apocalypse.
For COVID, I have been probably the safest of all the Discovery presenters. I haven't had to.
Oh, very
All
good.
invented social distancing.
Very good. Now we've all of us individually, we all miss the show, obviously, and that's the sad part. But all of us, if we were at the show, we'd be singing and shouting from the rooftops about what we've got coming up. Jimmy's got a new show coming up with Helen and Ant. Ant, you've got some new stuff coming up. Me and Elvis have got some new stuff coming up. And you guys, Paul and Drew, you've now got another series on the box. So let's go through it and see what you guys have been up to. Let's go back to you, Drew.
Well, I've got obviously all the other salvage, me buying, antiques and chairs and fixing them and restoring them, which I love. And then I've got me and the big fella wandering around the country, having a chat, messing about, him taking the mick out of me.
I never do that.
All of that, which I have to say, it's God, we have a riot, and we have such a laugh.
We do. It is fun. We do have fun filming those, don't we?
We do have fun filming. I absolutely love it. And then I filmed an entirely new car program, which I'm not actually allowed to talk about. Coming out.
Drew, you can tell us everything here. Nobody's going to.
I wish I could. I've got an embargo. I'm not allowed to say anything until the 17th of next
month.
Sign it. I have signed it, and I will be.
No. As in sign language to us.
I'm going to tell you now exclusively. It's Drew Pritchard's pedal cars.
I'd watch that. I would bloody watch that. I've been really interested.
In the right scale,
I could do a program on pedal cars. That's fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
So Paul Cowland, what have we got coming up in Salvage Hunters Classic Cars?
Right, well, we're so far behind because there's a series literally waiting to go in the chamber that was meant to come out in lockdown, and they've held it back to the end of the year. So there's loads of good stuff in that. I think there's an MGA in there. What else is in that series, Drew? We did loads. Is that long ago? There's definitely an MGA in there.
Lots and lots of cars.
So many.
So long ago.
Record where we are.
It's so long ago.
There's loads more salvage coming. Obviously, me and Hells are doing a lovely show now called Motor Pickers, which is very much like your old show, Auto Trader, Mike. So bit of a hat
What do
tip
you
to
mean
you.
very much like? I think it's almost the exact same identical show as the show that I come up with called Auto Trader. Motor Pickers is very good. I've watched that. It's very nice. Jimmy, what about you?
I'm busy filming with Ant and Helen, but I'm not allowed to say what. We've all actually got world's greatest cars going out now.
No. It went out on Thursday. Well, it could be repeated now. This Saturday, it could be repeated. It went out on Thursday. World's greatest cars.
Good to see one of you two experienced presenters.
Yes,
He's on it.
He's on it.
I thought it was tonight.
No, it goes out. It went out.
Plus.
Let me do this again, Jimmy. Jimmy, you ready? It went out on Thursday, not today, Saturday, because it went out.
Yes. Yeah, that goes.
Welcome to the world of pre-recorded TV.
So you've got a new show coming up. You can't talk about, Jimmy, but can we have a little bit of an allude to what it's? So is it you guys designing and fixing up cars again?
It is us guys doing stuff with cars again. Yes, it's slightly different. It's a maybe, let's call it a COVID version.
Okay,
COVID
so doing up cars with 6-foot wrenches and spanners.
Oh yeah, with
That's
masks
it.
on.
Masks on.
Jimmy, that might be the key to your career.
Live together. 2/3 of the podcast live together. You don't have to space out.
Right, so now I can bring it round to me and Elvis. So me and Elvis have got 2 new shows coming up.
We can talk about ours, can't we?
We can talk about ours. So what have we got coming up, Elvis?
Well, as everybody I'm sure will know by now, Ant has very kindly handed the keys over to the workshop for Wheeler Dealers. So
There's no keys, man. You never get to drive anything.
So yeah, you and I, Mike, of course, are going to be doing loads of Wheeler Dealers, and we've got a busy year in 2021, haven't we? But sandwiched in between 2 series of Wheeler Dealers, we've got another series of Dream Car, which I can't wait for because I love doing that first time round.
And I can't wait to have another go at Dream Car. We have got an announcement to make, me and Elvis, which is we are going to be looking for submissions now for Dream Car Series 2. Please don't write your submissions in this posting because you simply won't get an answer. But look out on the Discovery Channel UK social media feeds, and on their media feeds, they will put up a proper email address where you can send in your submissions and make the submissions real. You know, don't tell us you've got an old Astra GTE, but you really want a Lamborghini Gallardo, because that's likely not to happen. Just make them nice and real, and me and Elvis will do our best to get you into your dream.
Mike, what's the rules on me giving you a pile of crap?
What,
like reverse Series 1 Land Rover?
Right,
just
like
to get him back.
Reverse psychology. You're paying me back for everything I've ever done for you.
Oh God, no! There isn't a car on the planet that's valuable enough.
Listen. You could give me anything, and I'll do anything for you. You know that.
Oh, guys, would you mind just like covering your cameras?
Can we just dim our cameras?
Yes, just turn your cameras off. So that's that. But we can announce right now, and this is an exclusive actually for us. Me, Elvis, Jimmy, Drew, and Paul. Excludes Ant for the minute because he's still in California. We can announce that Discovery Channel have launched a new platform called Discovery Plus. Discovery Plus is every single network that Discovery own, whether it's HGTV, the Food Network, Quest Red, all of those networks are brought together in one grouping, which you can access on your internet, on your smart TV, on your tablet, and you can get every single one of our shows. All the shows me and Ant have done together, me and Elvis have done with Dream Car, everything Drew's ever done. That's a big back catalogue, and everything Jim has done. It's all going to be in one platform called Discovery Plus. So go and look it up, and go and subscribe, and you can catch up. You can even watch live. So as Wheeler Dealers goes out, or Salvage Hunters Classic Cars goes out, if you haven't got a Sky or a Virgin subscription, you can watch them live go out, and you possibly get the next show a week in advance. So good luck to everyone for that. It's going to be good.
I would just like to point out that not everything Jimmy has ever done is on Discovery Plus, because some of his early adult work is not
on Discovery Plus. So that brings us nicely.
Holding your facial hair like this for no reason.
That brings us nicely round.
Where can we find that, Paul?
I'll send you the link, mate.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That brings us nicely round to Ant, now, Ant, don't give us that embargo, can't talk, all that nonsense. Just tell us a little bit. Just tease us a little bit about what you're up to, why you didn't come back and make Wheeler Dealers in the UK with me, why you're so keen to stay in America.
Problem is, I don't want to get in. Oh, Hudson's here. Do you mind if I call for a second?
Come on, Ant. You can tell us a few things. You've got a couple of big shows coming up on Discovery, haven't you?
Yeah, so I'm very lucky because I'm actually doing 3 car-related shows concurrently. This is like his favourite toy, but wait a second, he's got these crackers. This is real dad life. Jimmy, it's Saturday, by the way.
What time is it where you are, mate?
Ant, you've just gaslighted again. You've just changed the subject.
5 past midday. No, I'm doing 3 shows. In fact, next on Wednesday, I will likely post a cheeky little behind the scenes of one of the 3, where a well-known British driver will be behind the wheel of a well-known Le Mans winning car. And I can't say any more, but I will put it on social media.
What was that toy again, Ant? That was amazing, that toy. It was like a wheel thing.
This one?
Yeah, look at that.
Has anyone here got 5 minutes to explain to Jimmy how a wheel works? And a razor.
Oh, fantastic.
Hang on, Pritchard.
There we go. No, upside down.
Yes. I remember that. Yes.
I stole Gok Wan's badge. You can't beat that. And he stole it off.
No, you didn't. You didn't. I stole Gok Wan's badge and gave it to Mrs. Cowland.
No, you didn't.
Fantastic. Well, listen, and whatever you've got coming up, I know the world's excited about seeing it. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, and we wish you all the best with your shows. In fact, I wish you all the best with all of your shows. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
Guys.
Now, every year when we're together at the NEC, we're always there in support of an amazing organisation called the Sporting Bears Motor Club. Now, the Sporting Bears are, to us, one of the most important parts of the show. It's a moving motor show. You get to see cars going in and out the halls, people with huge smiles on their faces. Unfortunately, this year, we can't have the Sporting Bears put on any of their events because you simply can't have somebody sat beside you in a car for a dream ride. You simply can't do it. And every year we stand on stage, we support them, we shout about them, we scream about them. And unfortunately this year they can't seem to raise the funds that they need to distribute towards the children's charities. So today, and us doing this, is all about bringing the car community together, where we're asking people to make some generous donations. But the Sporting Bears is an integral part of the car industry. Do you agree, guys, or the classic car world?
Very much.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
It's a shame, isn't it? Isn't it just so disappointing that we're not there right now doing this?
Yeah.
It would be,
Yeah, because normally at this
can't
stage we'll
know
be
how much I
speaking
love
with
it.
a beer in hand.
Yes, everyone. But what time is it there, Ant? Where are you now?
It's 5 midday.
Well, that's all right. It's beer
That's
o'clock.
fine. That's fine.
Over the
That's
yard
fine.
arm.
Yeah.
Well, I've actually,
Yeah,
I'm very lucky. I've got a couple of days off. So
Have you?
I have actually this weekend. I'm actually going to Sedona
Nice.
for a bit of hiking.
Oh,
And
yeah.
drinking beer.
Oh God! Why on earth are you doing that?
Who's going to see Adonna?
Worse. God, I'd like to
yeah.
go to Sedona for
Oh my
lying on the
gosh, by
sofa.
the way, I went to Arizona last weekend. If any of you follow my Instagram story, scorpions glow
I
up.
saw that, yeah.
But UV
Yeah.
light on them.
Saw
Yeah,
that.
I saw that. I saw that. What the hell? I'd have just got straight back in the car.
Yeah.
No, scorpion hunting's awesome.
Did you sort of black light scorpions then? Because you're used to black lighting the interiors of things, aren't you?
Oh well, only the back of Capri's, Drew Pritchard.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
See, Elvis, what you need to understand is that Mike sometimes tees them up, and they're like really easy to hit. If you don't hit them, you're going to be judged.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
anybody out there,
Practice it.
He has worked with me, Ant, before, so he does know.
I know, but has he hit
And I've-
anyone out of the park?
I've always lined them up for him, and sometimes he's knocked them clean out the park.
And sometimes he hasn't.
Oh, no, it's quite easy. We do have Simon to entertain. That's about it.
Okay, good. So Simon's like he's no longer got that curfew restriction. Okay, good.
No, the tag come off last week. Fortunately, Simon's now free to move around.
We'll see how long before he's got another one, though.
Lovely. Can I ask you a question about what you've done during lockdown in terms of your own cars and working on your own cars? Because I've used my lockdown time to tidy up my motors, you know, whether it's turn the engines over, pump up the tyres, change the oil. I'm putting a new head gasket this next weekend. I'm going to be putting a head gasket on my Lotus Cortina. I'm very much looking forward to doing that.
Oh my God, can we just pause for a second? Just take like a moment's silence. A Lotus Cortina.
1965 Lotus Cortina. Just beautiful.
Howland, talk to me about the Lotus Cortina.
I really would like one, but I can't afford one.
Go and steal mine.
You haven't got one?
Mine's delicious.
Yours
Mine is
is very
absolutely
lovely.
delicious. I'll find a picture of it while you're talking. So, Drew, what have you been up to? Because did you not do some work to your early Porsche during lockdown?
I actually finished my 68 short wheelbase right and drive 2 litre 911.
Oh.
At the start of it, I was like, God, there's so many bits. I thought I'm going to finish this bloody thing. And I had to find all the parts for it. And I was moaning to Cowland every day, going, you won't believe how much I just paid for an armrest. In South Africa, because it was right-hand drive, short wheelbase, but 68, so right at the end of the production run. They're moving into the long wheelbase, really hard to find. We finished that. I then sold my really hot Mark II Ford Escort, sold my Concours Peugeot 205 GTI, and I have bought a one-of-one MNK Special.
Nice.
And I bought it out in California.
You have a picture, Drew?
It's amazing. This thing.
Drew, have you got a picture?
Grab a picture.
I may have
Don't put your phone
that.
on this
Look.
podcast. Don't hold
That's
it
what
up.
you want. A picture like that is what we need.
I can't.
Nobody wants to see the contents of Drew Pritchard's phone on this thing.
Right.
So this was.
Doesn't even want to see the contents of Drew Pritchard's phone.
Yes, I vote.
So this is a one-of-one coach built on a Carman gear floor pan with Porsche 356 running gear with a handmade aluminium Abarth stroke 356 notchback inspired body, found by a guy called Randy Carlson out in California. And that'll be over in the UK in about 4 weeks' time. So there's that. And I took my AMG GTS out yesterday and scared the bejesus out of myself. So that's what I've been doing.
You lost all your hair. You were that scared.
Got that? No, it's all right. It's fine.
No one wants to see that, Drew.
It's all there. All that's still there.
You can almost do a comb over from your ear now.
There's so much. My back. You do this. It's wonderful. Take this. Watch.
Sorry, did you say back or sack? Sorry, it's a bad connection. I'm 5,000 miles away.
Yeah. I've been growing it. So I've been doing lots and lots of car stuff. Absolutely a ridiculous amount of car. And putting my warehouse stroke garage together. So yeah, busy.
Good for you. And Jimmy, I've noticed you've had a packed YouTube schedule with putting together your tractor and all the other stuff you've been doing.
I got pulled a tractor out of the hedge just 300 metres up the road. I thought it was a perfect little lockdown project. It's been sat there for 31 years, and I'm about 2 weeks off making it run again, fingers crossed.
Wow.
But I literally had to machine piston linings and, a lot of work. Way more
Wow.
than we ever thought.
Wow.
We thought it'd be about 4 hours work and she'd be running. Turns out we had a really rare one.
Fantastic.
Think about popping it back into the hedge.
Yeah, get it going and drive it back and stick it back in the hedge.
I've been watching that, Jimmy. Actually, I've been watching that. I've been fascinated by it. And when you pulled it out of the hedge, I was like, "Oh my God, he's found the worst Ferguson tractor in
Ever."
I think it was the worst ever.
The worst.
I think I probably claim that, but that's why have become weirdly sort of mad about getting it running again, because I was just like, it's so bad it should not run again. But in fact, just in my kitchen now, a new diesel injection pump has just turned up, so that's the last piece of the puzzle.
Well, it segues quite nicely to me giving Elvis a Fergie tractor last year on Dream Car. I never thought that thing would run again, but I think you'll find with a Fergie tractor, you can literally throw wood in the petrol tank, and as long as you set fire to it, it'd go. They just seem to bloody function and work and go. So we had a good time with ours, didn't we, Elf?
It was, well, I mean, did we? I mean, it ended up
I sold
running.
it. I bought the bloody thing. You fixed it up, and I sold it.
No, do you know what? It was actually quite a good run in the end, wasn't it? We got it running up and running, looking quite nice. So, yeah, I feel your pain, Jimmy. It's they're frustrating old things, aren't they? But they're what's frustrating is they're actually relatively simple, and yet you can't just go and buy a bit for them very easily. So you got to knock everything up yourself.
Like everything, it's the hunt for the bits, or we've just decided to make a load of it because it kind of why not? Yeah, it's been a real good fun. You know what's been really nice though is I never dabbled in tractors, and the tractor community is as warm and friendly as the car community. And I've had people from all over the country helping me out, sending me bits. It's been amazing. So it's been a real nice little community thing.
That's brilliant. Good for you. And Ant, I've also been involved in a little bit of this with you, Ant. We've been working on Angus. Well, we did a little, Angus had a little bit of work done.
Okay, listen, for a start, it's
lockdown.
Agnes,
sorry.
An old German lady.
Yes, Agnes, sorry.
Angus would be a crazy Scotland.
It would. Yes, Agnes had a little bit of work done during lockdown and now fighting fit.
Yeah, so Agnes has had a little bit of a service, some new shocks, new brakes, a little bit of a fettle getting her ready for next year. I've done a little bit of teasing on Sally the Mustang as well. And if you watch me on my Instagram, I actually took the Alpha to Bondurant last weekend to do a ton of wheel spins and burnouts. I put together a little video for a website called F1 Geeks, which will be able to, we'll be dropping that in a couple of weeks. And actually, I land back in Arizona this weekend, and I'm going to go and drive it again because I left it there. Yeah. Well, I've been getting my workshop ready, Mike.
Oh, yeah. So the workshop, which I've extensively been using for my own projects. See, the Wheeler Dealers Workshop in California was so busy getting the final cars done on the series. We can't put our own personal cars in there, like Agnes and my 911. We couldn't put those in there to do any work on them. So, and very kindly, I just, out of the blue, went and bought a workshop and fully equipped it and fitted it out. At exactly the right time, I bought a 1968 22T that I'm hot rodding. So I thought, oh, well, perfect. I need a space for my car. And Ant very kindly tossed me the keys. And I did a little bit of fabrication, cut some new seat buckets into that car, dropped the engine. The engine's now being worked over by Andile, the Porsche race team specialist. And I'm building together with Nicholas Hunziger a proper little hot rod. So thank you for letting me use your workshop.
Oh, you're welcome anytime. But now one of you is going to have to step up in the UK.
Yes. And Mr. Cowlam, what have you been working on?
Also, I'm doing bits to my Mustangs. I've got new suspension, new exhaust, new remap, and loads of stuff on my Mustang. But I've also been saving and buying 80s and 90s weird classics. You know, I love my weird stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Danny Hopkins, of course, is normally on the live stage with us. He had a really cool Mazda 626 Coupe that he's been doing in Practical Classics. And he needed that to go because he needed money for his next project. So I bought that off him. There's 4 of those left in the country. That's
wow.
It. So they're a rare old bus. And I don't know if you've seen it on Instagram, I bought a Riga Calibra, a wide body converted Calibra.
God,
which is
so awful.
It's the poor man's Lexus Carlton, and I will be putting that back to its former glory. And that is a thing to behold. If you want to go on my Instagram and look at that.
I sort of had no. Well, I'm a bit like Drew. I had a little bit of vom when I see that. A little bit of vom when I first see it because I thought, my God, it's like you have chavved yourself out. Just it's the Cavalier. That's what you've bought. You bought the Cavalier, and then I thought,
dreadful thing.
It's dreadful.
Now it's an old dreadful thing.
And then you started to put pictures up online, which I must say were taken quite tastefully. And there's a little bit of me that went, I sort of understand that now a little bit, because it won't suit Drew or Jimmy, but it really does suit you. It really is at your kind of thing.
Backhanded compliment, if ever I heard one.
It was because basically you're utterly tasteless. That's why.
Yes, he's the man that taste forgot.
Yes.
Our mutual friend that we all know, Tommy Teapot from Maguire's, how cool is his Renault 5? And that's a body-kitted car of the late 90s, early 90s.
Yeah, but that's a Renault 5. There's a bit of a difference. He's It's not a Cavalier, is it?
It's a Libra.
It's a Cavalier. It's a Cavalier two-door. That's what it is. Little Hudson must have pressed the zoom away button because Ant's disappeared. So Elvis, other than your Formula One practical demonstrations, which we've all know and love on your social media feeds, what have you been working on during this lockdown?
I had a slightly frustrating lockdown in that I moved into a house that doesn't have a garage. There was always a plan to kind of build a garage, but we haven't got to that point yet. And then lockdown hit. So I had all this time on my hands, no garage. My tools are stored somewhere else. I actually haven't done any work on any cars over the whole of lockdown. So I've thrown myself into my YouTube channel. So rather talking about them than wielding spanners at them. But the only thing of note that I actually did with the car over the course of this year was crash one. So I had a nice Mercedes E-Class to fit all of my hundreds of kids and dogs in the back. And on the way to school one morning, I had a crash which wrote the car off. So imagine it's a big crash. I crashed it into a Rolls-Royce Dawn.
Oh, expensive.
Oh, dear.
Driven by a 20-something-year-old pop star.
He was, yeah. So I mean, it wasn't my fault. Obviously, it wasn't my fault. But yeah, he pulled out in front of me, and when you hit a Rolls Royce, it's like driving into a brick wall. They don't move, and it was. I just slammed into it hard. Airbags went off, the whole shebang. So luckily, everyone was okay, but the car didn't survive very well.
And the Rolls Royce has got just a minor scratch on it.
I think he's just gone and bought another one, to be honest.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. So we've all been doing stuff during lockdown to keep us occupied. Jimmy, you've done some stuff for the nation, though. You've been volunteering.
Oh, yeah, right at the beginning of lockdown, I worked with the reserve forces. We were called Whitehall called. Within 14 hours, we were in an NHS location. It was right at the beginning when essentially everyone was desperate for supplies. It was basically a massive backlog, and me and a load of other guys, we got the stuff out there. So we were getting places like the Nightingale stocked up, all the big hospitals in London. Yeah, we're getting all the ventilators. It was pretty harsh stuff because we were shifting ventilators, body bags. You know, it really brought it home. But it was,
Top man, though, Jimmy. Top man.
Yeah,
Very good, Jimmy. Very good.
Yeah.
I signed up as an NHS volunteer, did a little bit of delivering, meds and stuff around, and it was really rewarding, nice to do. It's a little bit weird when you knock on somebody's door, say, I've got this parcel for you, and then they me with a mask and a pair of rubber gloves, and they stand there and go, you sound just like that man on the TV. Okay, no, it's not me.
Saturday, Mike.
It's not me. I just sound like him. It's not me.
Drew did that, and they go, "No, I love Greg Wallace."
So you're telling me you get a cake and you put that in there? What is it about baking? Like all these guys, like the guy who makes bread. He makes bread and he's like internationally famous. It's bread.
You sell plague chairs and you're internationally famous. You sell the chairs that people throw out for thousands of pounds. You made a career out of it. So don't knock it.
Drew, there is a man on the internet who's made billions. Literally, he's made more money than we can ever count by just doing that with salt.
Really?
Yes, look him up. He's called Salt Bay. He's just a guy that makes a dish, and at the end he picks up a bit of salt and he drops the salt onto here, and it runs down onto the dish. And it's just his flourish at the end. I think he's called Salt Bay, and he's made.
Well, that impression I would have said Roll, wouldn't you?
He's actually got like one of those little icon things, an emoji on an apple. He is that important.
Yeah, I've got there's an emoji of me. Actually, there is an emoji of me,
which is just a bald little round thing with glasses on.
Yeah.
It doesn't say Drew. It doesn't say Drew.
Yes. No, there is. Is it? What's it? It's a thing. There is a thing. Yeah.
Mine's just shaking hands. Mine's just that hold out your hand. The shaking hands.
Actually, there is actually an emoji of me. There's an Elvis.
Oh, there is an Elvis. Yes, there is an Elvis, which I've seen. I've seen that posted. Well, listen, we didn't get Ant back, which is a bit of a shame. It's like he walked off the stage, just like he does when we're at the NEC. It's just the same. He sees something come past him, usually blonde, and he's off. That's it. He's gone. He's left the stage. So, guys, from the bottom of my heart and everyone at the Lancaster Insurance Classic Motor Show with Discovery, and dare I say, everyone at the Sporting Bears, We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for you joining us online for this online edition. Have you had fun?
Yes.
Pleasure.
Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. It's definitely Saturday.
Definitely Saturday.
If he says it's Saturday, it's Saturday. Thank you all very much, and we will see you in the flesh next year.
We
Thanks,
certainly
Kevin.
will.
Or don't stand up through because we will see you in the flesh now.
Yes, and we'll see you all on TV on Thursday night. So don't forget to carry on watching our brand new series, World's Greatest Cars, which will be on Thursday night. Guys, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. If you want to make a donation, please go to the Sporting Bears webpage, sportingbears.co.uk. Every single penny raised goes to the children's charities. Thank you to all our guests for joining us here and our virtual live stage. And thank you very much for all your kind words and donations. Cheers, everyone. Ta-ra.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.